Let's get ready to rant. Oh, I'm sorry.
No, you're not.
I had a can up to my face again. Sorry. I'm kidding, of course. Thank you for that birthday present, Mike.
You are welcome, sir.
And welcome to the show, everybody. Yes. Welcome to Midnight's Edge After Dark. I am Tom Connors. With me is Mexican Iron Man. How you doing, Mikey?
Very well, sir. Arriba, andale. There is enjoy the free nacho bar in the virtual lobby. Everyone.
Indeed. Yes. And also joining us tonight, Valiant Renegade. How you doing?
Doing good. Doing good. Wish I had a little bit more sleep in me, but I'm good. Good to be here.
Yeah, you've had an eventful evening, morning, whatever. What's going on over on your channel?
On my channel, nothing, but I've been joining some friends on their channel, some LawTube buddies, talking some of the depth herd thing stuff. A lot of the Hollywood entertainment witnesses. So we've been.
How'd you get lucky and get into that? And why didn't you ask me to come over?
It kind of happened by accident. Actually, I'll say this much because I want to thank her again. Originally, the connection was made to Legal Mindset from our mutual friend Mags on Twitter. And to have him, he came on and we talked about that whole Disney Reedy Creek thing that was going on because Andrew is an attorney originally from Florida, still has a house in Florida, but lives in Korea now. Very much expertise on special districts in Florida. So we talked about that. And then all this Amber Heard stuff got kicked up. And we continued to talk. We kind of became, some good buddies. And he invited me on, especially when they started getting to the entertainment stuff over there on his channel. So I was like, yeah, popped in. And I cannot believe the audience that this thing is drawing. The crowds in the live chat, this thing is drawing.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
It's the court case of the century. I've been saying that to people and someone pushed back a little bit and arguing with me, but I'm like, no, I think it's probably bigger than OJ at this point.
It is absolutely bigger than OJ.
It's bigger because we didn't have what we have now to proliferate this out there to everybody live, YouTube and everything. Back then you had the media, you had.
Well, it was live network television, but
not quite the same as this. We didn't have the internet to really pump this thing out.
That's just it. Yeah. You didn't have the instant feedback from people.
Mm-hmm.
Right. And like I said, I remember then they just kind of just broadcast it out on the 4 networks or whatever. And that was about it. So,
yep. I remember it vividly.
But yeah, so there was a new Thor trailer. Stuff like that. Some people are off seeing Top Gun 2. Good for them. I cannot.
I'm an absolute shock that you have no interest in Top Gun 2.
I'm not a huge Tom Cruise fan to begin with.
So you're not a huge fan of Mission Impossible.
I have not seen it. I checked out after the second one.
What?
I really, as much as Tom Cruise drives me nuts, I agree with you there. I gotta say, I have enjoyed all the Mission Impossible movies for whatever reason. They're great popcorn films, and I'm really looking forward to Maverick. But hey, it's not always everybody's cup of tea. I get it. It's fine.
Oh my God. I love Tom Cruise. I love Mission Impossible. I can watch them endlessly. All of them. I like them all. I have my rankings. I can tell Tom, it's like that's, I think, the only thing that separates us. Maybe Tom Cruise, Top Gun, Mission Impossible, and the James Bond movies.
Probably. I tried watching Mission Impossible 3, but Netflix's sound was all screwed up, so I gave up. But I was just pissy with that second film because I enjoyed the first film. And that second film, I'm like, what the fuck is this? It was a bunch of doves in slow motion and Tom Cruise with long hair on a motorcycle. I'm like, this ain't Mission Impossible 2. This is Tom Cruise smelling his own farts.
That's an anomaly. Okay, so Mission Impossible 2 was the anomaly of the entire series.
I've heard to get past it, but
it's like, think of it as like that one girlfriend that you got to get over so that you can have other girlfriends later. Okay, that's probably not a good analogy, but that's all I got right now.
I'm not sure where you're going with that, to be honest.
Comparing things in life with my love life is probably not the best analytical.
Yeah, not a good idea.
Okay, I'll show
you. Doctor, like I said, I've only seen 2 of them, so you're in good company for the most part. So.
Dr. Coffin Nails has not seen any? What is with you people?
Yeah.
Was it atrocious?
I wouldn't say it was atrocious.
it's.
But look, everybody's gonna have a different opinion. I enjoyed the rest of them enough. I especially like the last one with Henry Cavill, with because that was the time. Remember, he was shooting that film. That movie was the reason that they couldn't reshoot him for
Mustache,
Justice League because he had the mustache and the beard. That's why we had that terrible CGI because he was in MI6 and he was great in that film. That was a great movie.
They've only gotten better, Tom. I know that I can't encourage you. I know I'll never drag you to see the rest of James Bond movies, and I'll never drag you to see the rest of the Mission Impossible Tom Cruise, but well.
I don't know. I might get to the Bond movies again here soon. It just depends on if we can get Robert back on board, and he's been so busy with everything. But we'll see. We'll see. He won an award for Tango Shalom, so that was awesome. Speaking of which, let's send him a link. Let's see.
I really enjoyed his movie. I got to tell you,
I have it, but I haven't had a chance to see
it. Oh,
it
it is so enjoyable. It was just when it came out at the time. It was just a nice palate cleanser. It's fun. It's just a lot of fun in the movie. It's just and it's got a lot of rewatchability. I think. I bought it and then traveled to the West Coast, played it for the family. Came back here. I've seen it probably 3.5 times now.
I said I saw the first one, Monster Hunt. In fact, I saw it on opening night. First one. But the second one turned me off big time.
Well, the Philip Seymour Hoffman is Mission Impossible 3.
Yeah.
Oh, well,
that's what they're talking about. It said Philip Seymour, so he was in 3.
Oh yeah,
that was just a couple of years before. I think that was the second to last or last movie.
I don't remember.
Second to last movie before he died.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that's the one J.J. Abrams made.
Well,
it's true.
Yeah,
but it worked. The
movie works.
Just don't hand him major sci-fi franchises.
Yeah. So welcome everybody. I see some regulars in the chat already. Thank you for being here. Hit that like button. Hit that share button. Let everybody know that we're live because Lord knows YouTube won't do it because they're a bunch of jerk holes. But
they're meanie faces, Tom. Meanie faces.
They are. But we got a new Love and Thunder trailer last night. It's a Love and Thunder trailer.
Should we watch it with the people in the chat who may not have seen it? Wonder if everybody's in the chat. Hey, in the chat, a 0 if you haven't seen this, 1 if you have. Let's take a quick little poll.
We really want to make 200 people throw up at one time.
All right. Well, I don't know. This,
Can we just get you got to have a rim shot in there, right?
Oh yeah.
Oh, there we go.
You got to make a good one for that one.
Yeah. Okay. No, I just trying to remember if you had that one loaded up. All right, I'll do my best.
Oh boy, this is like bouncing all over the place. We got a couple of zeros.
Yeah, we got some people that
have that.
Yeah,
I thought about it, but I'd rather not just for the.
Oh yeah, because of the
YouTube
Marvel
bullshit.
Is Marvel?
They seem to be letting it fly. There's a lot of people using those in titles now, and it doesn't. And they're
if we start talking about it, maybe I'll change it. But a lot more ones it looks like than zeros. A lot of people don't seem to want to see it, but Joker really wants to see it.
Well, -10 from Dave Bob.
Dave Bob's like, no, son. I said no. Don't you dare show that trailer again. I said, don't show it.
And Shum's being a meanie face.
Don't do it, boy.
Shum's being a meanie face in the chat, even though he's a member. Freaking Shum. I'd rather see Mexican.
Guns N' Roses. I hate to break this to you, Rugo. Guns N' Roses sold out a long time ago. It was called the Spaghetti Incident, and everything after that has been not really Guns N' Roses. It's just been Axl Rose stroking his ego, basically. But yeah. Well, we got enough zeros. Fuck it. I guess let's watch it. All right.
Only if Thor's ass is unblurred. Yeah.
Kids, get the popcorn now. Let me tell you the story of the space Viking, Thor Odinson. He was no ordinary man. He was a god. After saving planet Earth for the 500th time, Thor set off on a new journey. Well, he got in shape. He went from dad bod to god bod. And after all that, he reclaimed his title as the one and only Thor.
Oh, for God's sake.
And now that's stupid because his name is fucking Thor.
No, for God's sake.
Oh. It's not a title.
Not anymore. It's not.
Well, it wasn't before. Mjolnir just he just said that if he's worthy, that's all that had to do with anything. It had nothing to do with.
Hey, but I just want to state for the record, they had like a plastic rubber mold of this thing on stage, and like little Princess
She
Thor
couldn't hold it up.
couldn't even pick it up, and that was just the rubber version with the metal handle with the plastic thingy, the prop. She couldn't even pick up the prop on stage when they had the Marvel face. Oh, for love of crap! God, let her rip. Go.
All right, meow meow.
Oh, spoke too soon.
Jane? The old ex-girlfriend.
What's it been like? 3, 4 years?
8 years, 7 months, and 6 days. Give or
Stop!
take.
Stop!
Am I,
He's being a simp. Thor is not a simp.
You would know.
Thor is not a. Wait, what? Wait, hold on. Wait. Valiant, I'm not sure what Tom meant by that comment because what just happened? All right, that there's no way Thor, who should be an alpha male and a god, would sit there and let me tell you, Tom, ask me how long it's been since whenever I broke up with my last girlfriend. Go ahead, ask me.
How long has it been since you broke up
I
with your
have
last
no
girlfriend?
idea because I'm busy hunting for the next one. Oh, for Pete's sake, let the tape run again. Oh.
sensing feelings?
Well, you're right.
Why does he have a Jerry curl?
Who got
Why does Thor who did his hair in that last scene? Look at that. That's just weird. He looks like Twisted Sister Thor. Go back. Hold on, Twisted Sister Thor.
the only ones who got
Right there. Stop. He looks like Twisted Sister. Who did that hair? Who did that hair? Who did that hair?
Well, we're
Somebody
doing
did
80s
that.
music, so I guess they're gonna make him look like D. Snyder.
He looks like Twisted Sister, but he got
That's
like
D. Snyder, yeah.
Oh my God! It looks like he went down to Walgreens and dyed his own hair and burnt it on the curling iron. Jiminy crickets! Let her rip again.
Your soul glow.
Oh, he needs some Stay Afro curl activator.
Just let your soul glow.
I think I knew had a thing for that. So yeah.
Soul glow.
right. The only ones who gods care about is themselves.
Christian Bale, ladies and gentlemen.
vow. All gods will die.
Oh well, maybe Christian Bale could save this movie.
You think so?
Well, I don't know because I am a huge Christian Bale fan. He brings excellence to any movie that he's in, and okay. You know what? Maybe the whole Batman thing's starting to influence. Maybe I'm still kind of simping on his Batman.
You might be simping a little bit.
Am I simping on Christian Bale with this Batman thinking? That was
I can't blame you. I do like Christian Bale too. I think if anything in this trailer so far that I saw, it's like Christian Bale looks cool. I can dig that, but it's not gonna. That alone is not gonna get me to go see this movie. Sorry.
all right. Let her rip. Jiminy crickets.
I just want to say that was very, very impressive what you did back there.
She's just my first bad guy.
You never forget your first.
That's bullshit because I'm not quite sure who my first was. It was a long time ago.
You lie like a rug.
Well, I'm not sure if it was Linda Farilla or Amy Milano.
No, but you notice that though. I will say, notice from that look, did that not kind of infer that her first was Thor?
No,
Or I thought it was that he's saying that to her, but she wasn't.
But look at the way she's that's what I'm trying to interpret as her look there. So,
You never
well,
forget your
red
first.
herrings and editing.
just kind of maybe I'm reading too much into it.
You are not like the other gods of kill. Because I have something worth fighting for. Let's see who you are and take off your disguise.
There's Russell Crowe.
And flick.
Oh,
You flick too hard, damn it!
Should we help him? And eventually, grape.
I
Well-
don't know what this movie is about. It's just, it really, it's like, are they actually now trying to make a straight up comedy? Because that's what it looks like.
I have a question, and you two fine esteemed gentlemen will be able to answer it because I cannot figure this out for myself. So, Mexican Iron Man likes himself the female form in entertainment, and Lord knows in the woke movement we don't see no naked, half naked, partially naked chicks, let alone good sex scenes. But when it comes to our superheroes like Aquaman, or it comes to Thor, or in Halo, Master Cheeks, how come all the dudes are running around naked with their buttocks?
That's the new thing now. It's like, it's what? It's our turn to be nude on screen? Is that it's like going tit for tat now? No pun
I am
intended?
not-
Men's asses have been a thing for years.
I know, but it's like now it seems like they're making.
Why
it
do you
more
think most
prominent.
women went to see Mel Gibson movies for the longest time? Because he always guaranteed to have a butt shot. I remember girls talking about that all the fucking time.
But where are my butt
Burt
shots?
Reynolds had that kind of
Burt
appeal.
Reynolds generally had one too, yeah.
Yep. So, but I mean, now we're getting it with Chris Hemsworth. I mean, and that's what they want with this. They know their audience, and all they need to do is they need to drive that female audience in, especially the teenage to 20-something-year-olds. That's gonna want to go in and see Chris
Because
Hemsworth.
the female
Yeah.
gaze is okay, the male gaze is not.
Exactly. That was my point about we're just switching things around.
Unless
now,
it's the gay males.
which, yeah, and that too.
I have contacts. My male gaze is on point. I can see them from across the hallway. I mean, I'm all the way across the
Mikey,
street.
your male gaze is too good. That's the problem. You
All right.
see much too good.
Yeah, like I'll be driving down the highway at 85 miles an hour. Like, whoa, who is that at the gas station? I need gas.
Do we get to see Natalie Portman's ass in this one?
Yeah, here's Mikey driving down the fucking road. Why that didn't go through, did it? This thing's I
think you
already
meant
had
this
it kinda- No, I just got to send it through the other way. I can't hear it, but you guys can. So yeah.
That was funny. Well,
Yeah.
Valiant, are you gonna go see it opening weekend?
No.
Tom, are you gonna drive to go see it opening weekend? You might.
I probably will see it opening night.
So you'll see this, but I can't get you to go see Maverick. You're not a Tom Cruise guy. I get it.
Well,
no,
but I mean,
the
look,
thing
y'all-
with this is, go ahead, Bailey.
No, I was just gonna say, y'all talk about movies. Y'all do movie
Right.
reviews on the morning shows. You have to go see it. I really don't do reviews on my channel, so it's like I'm like if it was something I wanted to go see, I'd go see it. But it's kind of one of those things. Again, if people like you go see it, and other folks whose opinions that tend to align with my tastes with movies, especially movies like this from the MCU, if they tend to align, then that's going to get me to go see it. If y'all come back and say it was a hot turd, then I'm going to be like, I'm out. I don't care. Knocking, no sweat off my back.
I mean, I always stick up for the third film. I like that one.
A lot of people like Ragnarok.
I
Yeah, get
tend
it.
to like Taika Waititi's stuff. In fact, I just picked up Jojo Rabbit today because I hadn't seen it yet. Because it was on sale at Best Buy. And yeah, I have to see it kind of like you guys said. It's more so just because it's one of those movies that's in our purview, and
Mhm. No, I
I'll
get
be
it.
expected to have something to say about it, I'm sure, from a lot of people. And I should be educated, for, lack of a better term or whatever. So yeah, and that's just it. All of his other stuff has been good. So I guess I got to give him the benefit of the doubt that the movie may be good, but neither one of these trailers have sold me on this so far.
That's my problem.
But they've been a little bit more entertaining than the Doctor Strange trailers. Like those trailers fell flat. And I was like hoping, well, maybe the better shit's in the movie, right? Like maybe they're just not giving it away, because Marvel usually has a tendency to only show like shit from the first 20 minutes of the movie in these trailers. These last two trailers for Thor, it feels like we're getting a broad kind of general idea of where this movie's going, and a lot of different scenes. And, we heard about the whole Zeus scene and all that stuff in Olympus. So that's a big set piece and stuff like that. So we're clearly seeing stuff from more than the first part of the movie. And we got finally to see the villain, which, Christian Bale, I trust him as an actor, but
and
I
Taika
don't trust Marvel. Yeah.
And Taika Wakanda makes, generally good movies. That's what I'm going to call him, Taika Wakanda.
Yeah, I call him Takiki Water Park or whatever too. It don't matter. But point being is, I usually can give him the benefit of the doubt. But he's been and I was even one of those people going, yeah, he's probably just goofing around with the whole "I'll ruin your mythos in a minute, baby." But he did kind of jump to this movie's, White Knight for it right off the bat. So that makes me kind of worried.
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
I have a hard time with the female Thor, though.
That's my issue. Unless it's some minor part of the movie. I don't know.
Maybe I mix a lot of misogynistic, whatever the fuck.
No, it's just more copy and paste. This is what they're doing. They did it like Loki's show wasn't about
I'm
Loki.
I'm just burned out from this shit, bro. I'm
like, it's just everything they're doing.
Doctor Strange wasn't really about Doctor Strange.
It was
about Scarlet Witch.
Yeah, I'm just burned out of this shit.
Been there, done that. Bought the T-shirt and done.
Yeah, I went to the last MCU movie and all I got was this lousy T-shirt. And just free advertising for Marvel in the end. Yeah, I haven't bought a Marvel shirt in years. Not since Ultron. That's how long it's been.
The question is going to become really how well this movie performs. I mean, especially after or in light.
I think it's going to do better than Doctor Strange, but I think it's going to struggle to hit that billion, though.
Here's the thing: after Doctor Strange was very heavily front loaded. Yep. We talked about these numbers the other day. I mean, it got through its third weekend. After 17 days, it still has not hit a 2x set of legs. That is shit. That is shit. It's floating around a 1.65 or 1.7, I think, at this point. And by the same time, might have been a little bit higher, but at the same time, Spider-Man No Way Home, after its third weekend, was already at a 2.36. Most of these, I mean, again, it just goes to show you how heavily front-loaded this movie was. And then after that, it just...
Well, that's the thing, is people were promised a bunch of cameos that didn't happen in Doctor Strange. Yep. The difference here is you have the sexy factor with Thor. Mm-hmm. Right, the women love Chris Hemsworth, so and they know they're going to get to see his ass in it, so they're definitely going to show up for that.
Yep.
And then the other side of this is, I get it in our fellowship or whatever, especially among the comic geeks, there's a lot of debate over Ragnarok, but don't be surprised when I tell everybody that the normies love that movie.
Oh yeah.
So I think they'll show up for this movie, considering it looks like more of the same, right?
Well, no, I like Ragnarok, and I took a lot of heat for liking it.
I think
so did I.
Yeah, I enjoyed it myself. I didn't think it was awesome, but I thought it was pretty darn. It was better than the first two for damn sure. It's more entertaining at least. But I think what I was trying to get at is that I think this movie is. I don't know if it's going to have $187 million opening weekend like Strange did, because there was a lot of heft coming in from Spider-Man No Way Home to pump that one.
That's
true. I don't know if it's got that same pump. Now, this movie, I would expect, if everything that we're theorizing here comes to fruition, is that Thor, and it should easily, because Doctor Strange is among the MCU's worst, this movie, Thor should leg out much better than Strange did.
And that's kind of where I see it hitting
on the back end.
Just below that billion. I think it's going to do just a bit better. I think you're right. It won't have this as strong of an opening weekend. It'll probably open at about 150. But I think it'll have a little bit better legs than Doctor Strange, because I think the women are going to like this one. Mm-hmm. The normies are going to get into it. It looks like it's a lot more fun than Doctor Strange. See, that's the thing I noticed with Doctor Strange. Like, this was the first Marvel movie since maybe Captain Marvel that I didn't see a reaction from the audience. Right? Like Captain Marvel, there was a few chuckles here and there.
Yeah.
But outside of that, like you had, going back to like Infinity War, a great example is that moment when Captain Marvel has the hammer. Or was that an Endgame? Whichever one it was in. Like the whole audience just erupted when that fucking happened, right? Like you had all kinds of moments like that throughout the first 10, 15 years of Marvel.
When she got hit into center field or left field, like
Oh, you mean when Captain America grabbed the hammer, when he got the hammer, he picked it up.
Yeah, that audience just went where I
Yeah,
was at.
you said
Just
Captain
fucking
Marvel, I was like, I didn't
screeched.
think she
Did I
did
say
that.
Captain Marvel?
No,
I'm
Yeah,
sorry.
Yeah. No,
Yeah,
I was.
yeah,
Well,
I
I
knew
was
what you
making.
meant.
I was making the
Okay.
point that the. Okay, so I was about to make the point that yes, that was a cheerful moment when Cap got it, but when she got popped and to the left field, Captain Marvel did. When she got popped,
That got some laughs in my
Got
got
audience. Yeah.
cheers.
literally, it got cheers in my theater. They're
Yeah.
like, yes, like people were like high fiving each other and stuff.
Oh, they hate that bitch. God. Oh, that was so satisfying. But yeah, like I said, I think this movie is. I don't know if it's going to come out of the gate as strong as Strange, but I think on the back end, it's going to
Yeah.
leg out better, and I think it may wind up. I'm having a hard time right now figuring out if Strange is actually going to get to its billion mark. It just doesn't look like it at this point. There's no way.
Well,
I
let
mean,
me ask you this
very
question.
slim chance.
I was talking about the hammer scene, Sander. I couldn't remember if that was an Infinity War or Endgame. I think it was Endgame.
Well,
Mhm.
unfortunately, Valiant still hasn't seen Strange. So let me ask you this, Tom, since you've seen Strange. Do you think? Well, actually, VR could answer this too, really. But here's the thing: I think if this is gonna go well, the normies are gonna help it go well. This Love and Thunder crap, you know. I think it's gonna be the normies. That's gonna be that broad-based normie, quixocle thing. Whereas those hardcore comic fans, even the hardcore comic fans, couldn't take what happened in Strange and make it run. I mean, like I said, I have zero interest in ever watching that movie again.
Strange does have some stands out there for it. That's one thing.
But those are the same stands of Marvel in general, right?
To a point, yes. Like, so that's what I'm saying. I mean, it's still alive and well. I mean, there's still the base, right? So I mean, these movies are still going to be able to do 500, 600, 700 million easy. But I think the days of them, doing $1 billion movies is questionable. I agree with you, Valen. It's going to be a long stretch for this film to hit that $1 billion mark. Because even the last one, Ragnarok, I believe, only did like 850 million, somewhere in that range.
Which in today's ticket prices, they actually would have struck $1 billion.
Potentially,
why is $1 billion such a big deal? Why
it's the new 100 million mark, right? It's
why isn't that why can't they just focus on making money, managing a production budget, managing the marketing
David
expenses?
Zaslav is.
Well, that's just it. I mean, when you're talking about, look, Spider-Man No Way Home, okay, $200 million reported production budget, $240 million reported marketing budget.
So there's, it's got to triple that.
We got to, well, not quite triple that. You'd have to triple. I mean, it needed to
It does, though. People argue with that, but like we brought this up, guys, we got to remember those back end deals. How much of a back end deal did Tom Holland get out of that? How much of a back end deal did Tobey Maguire get out of that? How much did Andrew Garfield get out of that? How much did the bad guys get out of that?
Profitability around $1 billion. I would say.
I mean, it did, but my point is, and this is what I was saying the last few shows where we've talked about this, is these movies, when your budget is $200 million, that's where I laugh when people say Shang-Chi made money. I said, in what fucking world?
No,
because even if it only had $100 million advertising budget, which we know that's probably not true, it probably had about 150.
Very light. They have not had a sub $100 million ad budget.
That's my point. I mean, I know they backed off a bit during the whole Coof thing, but they still, with the Marvel movies, they didn't really back off that much on the advertising. So that's my point, is when you figure you got to pretty much triple these budgets because of the back end deals, how much the studio actually gets to see, how much the theaters get to keep, and especially people don't really factor in overseas. And a lot of these movies, their big money comes in from overseas, but they don't see as much of that as they do here. That's what we keep trying to tell everybody. Lion's share is here, especially that opening weekend. That's their big payday.
So the studios get 43% of the ticket prices. Is that what you just said?
Average international, not including China.
Wow.
These are
China. They're lucky to get 10 cents to 20 cents on the dollar.
Yeah, 20 to 25 cents is what, and I'm going off of what this is Deadline numbers. Deadline, and it's been a couple of years because we haven't had a full slated year really since 2019. But at the end of the year or the beginning of the next year, they'd always do the biggest 10 blockbusters. Y'all can go back and look this up on Deadline and see for yourself. Their industry analysts, their internal experts at Deadline, people that actually run marketing campaigns for film studios. So obviously they know what they're talking about. They have typically slated the average domestic box office haul, and they pull down movie by movie. Like here's how much money in-game made, and they included Blu-ray and 4K sales in there. And they included all of the residuals, the back ends, the global P&A.
And that's another thing. They've eroded their home video sales now with putting everything on streaming so quickly.
Bingo.
To what extent do the two of you? Okay, let me ask you this question, both of you. Here's a talking point. Are movies back? I mean, I've been going to the movies since the first chance I had, But I mean, but if you look at Spider-Man, like I think once Top Gun comes out, I don't know if Strange's going to do 800, 900, a billion or not. I mean, you got this Thor movie. There are enough tests to see if movies are back. I think if I'm looking at these numbers, yet in the real world, I'm still finding a lot of people that never recovered from the coof lockup, and they still aren't going to the movies. Yet
You're going to have some, but I think Top Gun, I really want to wait to see how Top Gun plays out this weekend to really give you a definitive answer on that, Mikey. But I want to say yes, movies are back.
Okay. We got a pretty big summer coming up, especially with Jurassic World 3.
Well, that's what I'm saying. There's enough tests that are on the docket for the next 3 or 4 months. I think we'll
have a really good idea by September.
My thing with Top Gun, and I will say this, I think it's going to do okay because I've seen some places are already sold out for tonight. I went and looked online because I could have went and seen it tonight, and about 2/3 of the theater was sold out. So it might do better than I said, but I told people don't be like surprised if Top Gun 2 only does about as well as Ghostbusters Afterlife, because I don't know if this movie has the build up to it, because it's not a Mission Impossible movie. It's not a movie that's had 6 sequels. You have 2 generations since this movie has come out, pretty much. How many people
do better internationally?
Hey, stop talking about my dating life, Tom.
I think it's going to do better internationally than Afterlife. I think that's where.
Yeah, it'll probably do about 500, is what I'm saying. But if it does better than that, I'll be pleasantly surprised. I'll be glad for it, because it needs to do better than that. But that's the thing, is with these superhero movies and stuff, Zaslav wants to do superhero movies for a budget. He wants $35 million or less for HBO Max films. And I think he said he don't want to go much over $100 million for the big budget films, but he wants to do the rest of them in between there as far as theatrical releases. So what falls in between there? Stuff like Joker, more lower level stuff. So he's not allowing, they're going to have to get more creative under Zaslav, because he's not going to sit there and just let him have the blank checks anymore, right? Because that's the thing. People got to take into consideration almost every one of these fucking DC films, outside of a couple, has cost so much money. We're talking $300-400 million range, and none of them have been profitable outside of Aquaman. That's the only one that really was.
And that brings up another
Wonder Woman did all right.
So that brings up
Wonder Woman did okay. Sorry.
So that brings up something else. Let's transition from Marvel to DC, if we may, for a moment. So here's
Amber,
something else. We just started looking at a trailer. There is. Given what's happened with Ezra and Amber, is there any way, even 6-9 months or a year from now or 15 months from now, any trailer that has Amber or Ezra in it cannot be taken seriously? I mean, seriously.
Yeah.
Ezra they can't avoid. Amber they can.
Well, we're starting to find out how much they don't want her.
It's going to be laughable no matter what they put out. Either one of these characters.
No, but I mean, like they can avoid the entire Aquaman 2. I mean, they can avoid Amber in the entire trailer. Like, not even put her name up there, and then you go see it. No, she's still in a couple scenes that they couldn't find a way to cut her out of because it would have messed up something. But you will not see her in a trailer. But the problem is with Flash or whatever, with Ezra, there's no way, like Thomas talked about ad nauseum. There's no way to get rid of the guy in the movie. I mean, you can't. You'd have to you'd have to start over.
So if you're Zaslav, that's an effed up situation. It's like you walk in. It's like you're walking into a restaurant and like your shit, like, your stove's busted.
I kind of hope Zaslav goes after Amber for NDA, because she gave away a bunch of spoilers for the Aquaman movie in the court case yesterday, or the day before, whatever it was.
Yeah.
Well, she talked about her time getting cut down.
Well, okay. Well, then where did this other deal come out? Because I heard some spoilers about it. Did she say it, or did somebody else?
What specifically was it?
I don't want to say it. So those who don't want to hear
I know Tom, I know what you're talking about, but you should.
Was that from her? Or was that from somebody else?
Talking about the fact that it's kind of going to be a buddy cop comedy?
No. What her tie to the character is. Because she technically doesn't have any scenes with Jason Momoa.
Oh.
But they're tied in together.
Okay.
I don't remember. Anybody who doesn't want any possible spoilers for Aquaman,
close your ears.
Close your ears until this comes down. Okay, I'm going to say the spoilers.
Here we go.
Amber's character gets hurt early on in the film, and she's in the hospital through most of the movie. And her and Jason Momoa have a son. And I don't remember who gave that away, but I thought that it was another witness. Okay, yeah, I knew it came out in the court case. I've been, just full disclosure, guys, I'm like 2 or 3 days behind on the court case.
That
Sorry.
was either, I think it was her agent that testified.
Okay, I knew it was one of them, but yeah, I didn't get to actually see it.
Catherine Arnold, who was her industry expert analyst, something. It was one.
But yeah, that's some major fucking spoilers to be kind of dropping.
Yeah.
I'd be pissed if I was Warner Brothers.
Yeah.
I'd be super fucking pissed. Not only would I reshoot it, I'd take her and whoever it was that took that and put that out there to court to pay for the reshoots.
Well,
because she broke that NDA in some way.
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, I may be looking too much into it, but let's get into some of these super chats and member chats because we are way behind. I'm so sorry, guys. First off, we got Cosmic Squirrel, who is now a member. I didn't see what level he became a member at, so we're going to give him a board corgi. He's been waiting so long to hear about it. And an Oscar-winning puppy. There you go. We don't use the Oscar-winning puppy very often, so that's a very special one.
Like, that's a puppy doing that shit. Bambino's 7.
Yeah, right? I know. Sadie's the same. I'm like, what the fuck, Sadie?
I mean, seriously, it's like, what do you got to do? You feed him, you walk him, you give him water. Like, give me one.
So what happens when you spoil him, Mike?
It's like
I have the same problem. Gonzalo Bergali's here, though, and he spoils us as a member. He's been a member at the maximum effort puppy level for 7 months. Thank you so much. Wouldn't let me do the joke here, thanks. 7 months, this is just starting. Okay. I'm not sure what joke you want us to do, but you can always DM it to me if you can. Gonzalo Bergali on Facebook or Twitter or wherever. And then Willie Woodward says, Congo level member for 11 months. Thank you so much, Willie. 1 month away from your birthday. Says, this trailer does nothing for me. Seeing my boy M.I. rant makes me want to see this film with an M.I. rant track.
Mexican Iron Man rant track?
Yeah, we need to come on.
Can we make those a feature on the Blu-ray?
We might be able to make something. We might be able to do something with that. You never know. You can, even if you just get the audio file.
Oh, God.
Waltman's here and says, can you believe it? Amber Heard's team put one of Tug's tweets into evidence. They did. They kept calling him the umbrella guy or the umbrella man.
No.
Is that why he was? I thought I swore I saw it trending earlier, but I thought it was crazy.
Yes, it was. No, Elaine kept. I heard the whole thing. It went on for like an hour. It was.
I can't wait to watch this shit.
Oh, dude. And then what happened is Rakita's editor for his video, he snipped out just the Tug part. So if you go to Nick's video that he released, it's a 15-minute video, I think, that he released. You can hear it.
Yeah, I've watched most of the trial. I'll watch it, dude. I watched like 80% of the trial so far.
So Elaine kept referring to him as the Umbrella Man.
Yep.
And Elaine does not know how to use. She's just like, did you Twitters him? She's such an idiot.
Yeah. Were you? Yeah. Was he running your Twitters?
Yes.
That's what she said. Was he running your Twitters?
No, she said the Umbrella Man is running the Twitters for Mr. Depp.
Yeah.
She's Mr. Depp's Twitters guy. So basically,
you know what's great about all this Disney stuff coming out with KK trying to cover her tracks?
What?
And now this Amber trial. It is, first of all, on the Disney side of things, it's making a lot of our reporting correct from the last couple of years.
Last 3.5 years. What are you
and
talking
then this
about?
Amber stuff is confirming, basically, if people want to doubt that Umbrella Guy, and I have sources at WB, there should be no more doubt.
No.
You think?
Because the night before she said it on the stand that she got shit canned, that's what I heard. Yep. So they're like, she's gone. She's GONNE. Gone. No more. And they're gonna work on they're kicking back and they're waiting to see how this goes on reshooting and getting her out of the movie. But they cut her down to 10 minutes, which is another thing I had heard. Right. Because I had said when Grace Randolph come out and said, oh, she's only in the movie for 10 minutes. Right. Well, my source said, if she's only in the movie for 10 minutes, then that's what they managed to cut her down to.
Right.
And at that point, and then he come back the second time and said, yeah, they're just right now, they're sitting and waiting to see how this rolls out. If she loses, they're going to reshoot those 10 minutes. If she wins, then they're just going to leave it alone. Doesn't matter. They're still not going to bring her back. The damage is done on that respect. But that's kind of what they're sitting on right now. They're just waiting to see if it's a win-lose scenario kind of thing.
Hamada humiliated her this morning.
That's what I heard too. And they don't want her back anyway. Yeah.
I mean, it was 9 minutes and he basically destroyed her entire counterclaim. She's done on the counter.
That's what I heard.
He blew it to smithereens.
Which is funny. Well, technically no, because there's still Waldron involved. I read about that because that's why they denied Johnny's motion to have it dismissed. I did read about that. So that's the thing. Most of what I've heard so far has just been stuff I've caught up quick on reading and maybe a clip here or there. So yeah, you guys are gonna have to get me up to speed on a lot of stuff.
Oh no,
so.
I am way up to speed. We are way up to speed.
I'll explain what they did.
Let's hit these super chats and then we'll go there.
Yes, but thank you, Waltman, for that. And did I say Waltman when I said the name? I think it's Waldron was the guy I was talking about. All right, if I said the right name or not, you'll have to excuse me. But thank you, Waltman, for that. Is that Waldron? That is Waldron. Nikki D says, think this film crosses $1 billion in global box office. What about Doctor Strange 2? Actually, we just talked about this, Nikki D. Sorry, we didn't get to your
we were anticipating
that.
But we anticipated we were taking care of Nikki D before we got to the chance to take
we were in the future. We were speaking
think he asked that before we talked about it, so I think he got his answer. So
from the year 2000.
God.
Yeah. So yeah, I think the short answer is I think we all said that we feel like it may just fall short, much like Doctor Strange 2 will probably fall short. Like Valiant saying, with Top Gun 2 opening this weekend, it's a tall order for Doctor Strange now to get any real box office boom back. I think it settles somewhere in the 800 to 900 because it just crossed 800.
It did.
And it might make another 30 million this weekend because it's Memorial Day weekend.
Globally, so I think between now and its close, I think it's going to settle out.
But that's just it. Yeah, because it's an American holiday. So, and that being that it's its third, fourth week of release, Top Gun is going to do well enough. Now, I'd be very surprised if Top Gun does very good numbers. But I'm expecting, and this is my prediction. I predict Top Gun's going to settle somewhere in that 50 million range for the weekend. And Doctor Strange will be lucky to pull in 15 to 20 if it does that. My prediction is more like 12.
Oh, yeah, it only did 30, 31 or 32.
And for the 3 day, Top Gun will do about 60, 65, maybe.
I'm going with 100, 150 million. You heard it here.
You think Top Gun's going to do that well?
Yep.
Box Office Pro, actually, that's their long range projection.
That might be for the 4 day.
I'm going Thursday to Monday.
That's what I'm saying. Because if you give it the 4 day, it might break the 100.
Yeah, they got it right now. 3 day opening, which includes Thursday previews. 98 to 125 is what they've got.
That's what I would see. That makes more sense.
Well, I'm going 100. I'm going high. I'm going 110 to 150. You heard it here.
Which actually would put it way above Ghostbusters Afterlife. So that's very good for that.
And if I'm wrong, I buy virtual tacos for everybody in the chat. Virtual.
I actually hope you guys are right. I want this movie to do well because, like Brian's been asking about, when will this woke movie era end? I feel like we're on the verge of it, but we need some movies like Top Gun to do well.
Mm-hmm.
And you need movies that are crap, full of woke bullshit, to do very badly before they really start to change too much. But we know there's certain things changing behind the scenes. We know Netflix, Warner Brothers, they're making some changes. Disney hopefully will, especially now that their stock dropped to $100 today.
Oh.
Yeah, so anybody who had Disney stock, I'm sorry.
Well, it's, to be fair, like I said, there's a macro level event going on here. We've got the NASDAQ that's down almost 30%. You got the S&P and the Dow flirting with 20%. So there's a lot of macro level stuff happening.
I don't play that game, but I just know that that's bad because that's that's about 40% of what it should be. That tells you we're almost to that 50 percentile range because it generally sticks around 170 to 180. So that means that
that's when it was really high. I mean, it was really
high.
No,
their high in the last year was like 200 something.
Yeah, their average before that was about 100 to 120.
Are you sure? I always saw it at 170, 150, but you're probably right.
After they went in. That's after they turned themselves into a streamer, and then the coof hit, locked it down, and then Netflix was up at $700 a share, and it's now 160. So I mean, you'd put it this way: you'd rather have Disney stock for the last 3 years than Netflix.
That's bad. Nikki D says Loki, Boba Fett, and now Thor have had a naked scene in their shows, and the context of each seemed to be framed in humiliating light. Coincidence? No. Totally not a coincidence in the least. Holy shit, Gonzalo Bergali. Sending $49.99.
Thank you.
Wow, he bought us. He goes, instead of taco, I'd rather see you in an elf costume if Top Gun does that well. Well, Mikey, there's the $50 to pay for it. That's only if he was wrong, I think, Gonzalo Bergali. But I'll work out a contract with him. We'll make sure we get that done. Notice how quiet he is.
What?
Exactly.
I mean, Gonzalo for $50.
You didn't see that?
I saw it. All right, Gonzalo. You know what? Here's what I'm going to do for you, buddy. All right, here's what we're Gonzalo. I'm going to do this for you because it's $50. If Top Gun hits those numbers, which are my numbers, I will.
Well, like I said, your original bet was if it didn't.
I will have Mom or my sister send me an Alf, and I will appear on screen with an Alf on Midnight's Edge After Dark.
Does that work? That means he's got to sit there with an Elf.
I got to sit there during the show on camera with an Elf on my lap.
Let's stipulate we're talking a $100 million 3-day opening domestic weekend.
Yep.
Well, I think wasn't the original bet though if it didn't. So how are we doing this? Because I guess we'll leave it up to Gonzalo.
Well, I think he said instead of a taco, if it does that well. So I just assumed he meant if.
Because he said, but he said he was going to buy us the tacos if it didn't. That's why I was.
Oh, I see.
I said if it did. So he says it said that. Yeah. So all right, there you go, Gonzalo.
Okay, so we're holding to that. All right, all right. Remind me about that. But yes, thank you for that, Nikki D as well. And then Hillis Mallory says, I'm not seeing the FA-18 movie. That jet sucks. I mean, guess he's not going to see Top Gun. Nikki D says, I think you'll like this film since you liked Thor 3. Well, I don't know if you have any insight, Nikki D, that we don't have, but maybe not.
Taika. I mean, I guess because it's Taika again.
So that's the thing. I like the humor in part 3. I liked the camaraderie between Hulk and Thor.
Right. I mean,
I loved the Jack Kirby colors. Jeff Goldblum was hilarious as fuck.
Mm-hmm.
There's just so much to love in the movie. It feels almost like an extension of Guardians of the Galaxy in that respect. But I also understand where people feel like Thor was made into a joke. Right? I get that. And I can't argue that point. So, but on this level though, Nikki, I'm not so sure because this looks more like the cutesy wootsy Taika's playing to the girl power thing, which it might have some fun scenes, but I'm curious to see how bad it gets. I mean, I actually brought this up a few times before, but if this movie goes to a point where you like realize that this whole Lady Thor thing is like just one fantasy element of it, because we've seen some other bits where like they're on some floating ship and they're having like some Fabio fucking, romance novel moment. Like maybe
Fabio.
This is just, that's what it looked like. Like he was dressed like in a dashing costume and she was just like feeling his face and they were doing the whole like, this was in the first trailer, like romance novel cover.
Yeah, but Tom, that's
so maybe there's just a bunch of like, maybe there's just a bunch of fantasy elements in this movie. And maybe that's part of it, but I doubt it. Cause now we've actually got those speaking parts and we see that she's actually in Olympus dressed like that. And she's got the hammer when she's sitting there on the throne and shit. So it's like, fuck, this is actually part of the movie now. So that went out the window quickly. So my with this trailer, my interest is waning, let's say. Thank you for that, Nikki. Night of Snoke is in the house. Says, why does the public get knowledge of director cuts and unaired pilots when we damn well know most of the time we're unable to see them?
That's a good question.
Just because they're all part of the game. I mean, it's kind of, why deny it, I guess, in some respects. But I mean, every movie has an earlier cut. The term director's cut gets tossed around way too much. Way too much. And that's not your fault or anybody else's for that matter. It is. It's the studio's fault for tricking us through the unrated period of DVDs and stuff when they tried to double dip us with everything all the time.
Mm-hmm.
Things would be called director's cuts when they really weren't. True director's cuts are very few and far between. Like, the Peter Jackson's Lord of the Ring cuts. Those are technically director's cuts. Aliens, James Cameron director's cut. That's a good director's cut, a good example.
Mm-hmm.
Other times they're usually just put together for whatever reason, or Ridley Scott made them. And he's got 10 edits for every one of his fucking movies. So I see Yellow Flash in the chat. How you doing, buddy? We're just talking. We're going to get in some Amber Heard here, actually. We're we're going to talk a little bit more of that because I think we're going to lose Valiant here in a minute anyway.
Yeah,
but,
I've got to run in a couple minutes here.
Yeah, I'll send you a link, Yellow. If you're not busy, hop on in for a few minutes, say hey. I heard Tug got mentioned a few times today in the trial. He hopped in last week to tell us a little bit. That was cool.
That was hilarious.
But yeah, on the other part, as far as the pilots, same thing. I mean, we actually get to see a lot more pilots than we don't. In some, well, I mean, that's not true. I mean, we do get to see a lot of pilots that don't go to show, more so than we do like true director's cuts, I guess is one way to put it. In fact, there used to be a channel that had a show where they showed a lot of on-air pilots all the time. I think it was like Icon or something like that was the name of the channel. But yeah. But it's just one of those things, and sometimes they pop up in places here and there. Like I've got random copies of like the Wonder Woman pilot from a couple of years back. I believe Joss Whedon had something to do with. I had that Justice League pilot that's been out there and stuff like that. So, The Night of Snoke has another one. Says, is it more of just a Hollywood ego, like George Lucas letting us know, yeah, the director's cut exists, but I won't allow you to see it, or is it another slap to the fans? No, it's nothing to do with slapping the fans. It's more to do with between who has the final cut. In most cases.
Well, the other thing too, you got to understand these directors, they have a lot of times, as we've heard recently, they'll produce a movie, the movie's out there, and then guess what? The studio execs come in, they trim it down for whatever multitude of reasons. And, the director wants to get his full vision out there.
Well, I think part of the problem, Night of Snoke, is you kind of have this idea with the whole Snyder thing. I mean, that was a rare kind of instance on so many levels. Like when that happened, there was a reason why we would compare it to like Paul Schrader's Exorcist, because it does not happen very often where you have a studio meddle that bad with a movie. Once in a great while, you'll get that where a studio meddle, and then either a movie will become a hit or a director will become a huge director later on, and they'll allow him to come back later and fiddle with their movie and put it out there. George is a whole nother animal when it comes to the Star Wars special editions, because a lot of the shit he added didn't exist, right? Like he made it up on the spot. Outside of the Jabba the Hutt sequence, the rest of that shit is all just George fiddling with his toys. There's no additions, and the few additions he does make, he doesn't even fulfill, because he brings in big Starlight shit, and it's like, you didn't fill out the rest of the scenes, so we still have no fucking clue who he is. Like, it doesn't matter. Yeah. Because if you don't see the opening scenes with the at the Tashi station, you have no idea who Biggs is, really. You see him talk to Luke for 2 seconds in the fucking hangar. That's it. And you're supposed to have this big emotional moment when he dies in the special edition. It's like, George, you only gave people half the story. If you don't know the rest of the story, what are you supposed to do? But no, the special editions are kind of, I hate them. I fucking hate them, kids. I'm sorry. I can't stand them. And then Night of Snoke says, why do limited releases happen when a movie is only seen in certain theaters? What is the point of that? A24 notorious for that. Thank you. Well, part of it is the distribution model. It used to be more so when it came to like, you had to make prints of movies. So like smaller films could only afford to make so many prints, so they had to put them out on a lower level like distribution model. Because I mean, the first movies to have real big major releases were like Jaws. It was like one of the big ones to open like nationwide in all theaters at the same time. Otherwise, they used to roll them out regionally because they only had so many prints to work with. But I know Valiant knows what I'm talking about there because he works in the.
Yeah, the physical film that you used to have to do. Now everything is just distributed digitally. It really, it's a minimal cost by comparison to what you used to have to do. Not to mention the time it took to physically replicate all those reels of film hundreds or potentially thousands of times over to be able to send out to multiple screens.
As far as A24, I think it's just the way they do it, and I think kind of to make it feel like it's something more special, because they don't really have to. And a lot of their movies open in regular theaters too, but they just seem to be more art house type movies, I guess, for that reason, that they just don't tend to get larger releases. Because you got to remember, multiplex has got to be able to fill those seats for most of those shows. And if you got a movie that just isn't going to play to a major audience, they know that their audience is going to go to an art house, but they're not going to go to a multiplex, right? If that makes sense in that respect. So that's probably why they do that more so. So, you know, if you have a movie that's black and white about gay cowboys eating pudding, chances are, you know.
I guess another movie about gay cowboys eating pudding.
Pretty much, man.
Classic South Park.
Yes, indeed. Dash Attack says, Valiant, are you planning on covering Stranger Things 4? If so, could you come on my channel to talk about it sometime?
Well, I appreciate the invitation. I mean, I don't really cover shows, movie reviews too much. It's on kind of a rare occasion thing for me. It's kind of not in my wheelhouse. But I mean, I'm happy to talk about it. I don't know if I'm going to watch. I don't even think I finished watching Stranger Things 3.
I haven't finished them.
You know, I kind of
welcome, Yellow Flash. How you doing, buddy?
What's up, buddy?
Oh, good. Just popping in for a few minutes. I'm about to smoke a fatty.
Nice. No, we're gonna wrap it up soon anyway, so we're glad you had a chance to stop in. But yeah, it doesn't sound like Valiant's gonna cover it too much, but I'm sure he'll keep you in mind, Dash, if he does. But thank you for being here, Valiant.
Yeah, sorry,
have to check out as soon as Yellow gets here. But yeah,
I know. Previous engagement. I got a date with legal mindset here, so I gotta hop in, and because he asked me this morning. But anyway, yeah, you've got two people here that were watching the trial. Y'all want to talk about this? I know Flash knows this stuff. Mike knows this stuff. So
you're gonna go have some legal and financial thunder.
Tell him
what are you guys talking about over on Mindsets channel?
We're just going to be covering the day's stuff again. I was there last night. I was there this morning at 4:30 because freaking Andrew has to live in Korea. So, but we're going to cover some of the stuff like the stuff that I think Mike and Tom were about to talk about, which I'm glad you're here, Flash, to talk about what Hamada said, which was just hilarious. He blew her whole thing apart with, you know, why Warner Brothers made the decision it did. No, we're not going to renegotiate any of this. That's all BS. It was hilarious. 9 minutes smoked her whole thing. And then some of the other rebuttal witnesses they brought back, like Richard Marx, you know, I did a deal 40 years ago on a movie you might have heard of. It was called Star Wars. You know, that guy came back to smoke Amber's witnesses from, it was hilarious. So
Tell him to send me a link. I might come on after I get high.
Tell him I said hi too.
I will. In fact, Tom, he said he would love to come on Midnight's Edge one day. He just told me.
Oh, absolutely. I'd love to have him. Yeah.
So you go ahead and DM him. He knows who you are. And definitely.
Well, I don't want to invite myself to a show. Just tell him I said, hey, this time.
No, I will. But no, DM him to invite him on to Midnight's Edge in the morning.
Oh, yeah.
I'll DM him.
Yeah, go ahead. Because he said, I'd love to come on Midnight's Edge. That'd be great. It'd be cool. So, all right. Flash, I will let him know. All right, take care, guys.
So
yeah, Flash, been like 10 years since we talked. How you been, man?
This fucking Thor movie, man. I got people wishing my family dead over it.
Wow, really? No shit?
Yeah, did you see this fucking weirdo groomer on Twitter?
No, honestly, dude, I've been gone all day, so like I've been relying on these guys to keep me up to speed with everything here. Go ahead.
Here, look at this fucking guy. I'm about to share my screen. Hold on.
What do we got here? He needs
this guy
disappear. Would blow better off.
Who's this guy right here?
Gage Bullock, huh?
Yeah. You need to do a world a favor and disappear. The world would be better off without him and his family. Look at this guy too.
Oh no!
Oh my god!
Oh my
God. These people, man, I don't get these people. You know, they come out of nowhere. They search you out first off because they don't follow you. So they're literally searching your name all the time and want to come see what you're saying and tell you to shut up. It's like you're a fucking loser, man.
16 followers.
You're a loser, dude. You care about what I have to say. I don't care about what you have to say.
Well, it's probably a dummy account because it's only been active since December of last year.
Just can't stand these people, man. They're all idiots. These Marvel simps are the fucking worst.
Yeah, they can be a pain in the ass.
They're unreal. That is crazy. That's unbelievable.
It always blows me away. People talk about people's family. I don't usually try to. The family should be off limit. You tell me to die, but fuck my family. Come on.
That shit's going too far. Like that and SWAT and all that kind of shit, man. It's too much.
But so this whole trial
fuck
Thor
thing,
4. Thor: Love and Thunder. Not going to watch it. Don't give a shit about it. Didn't care about Moon Knight. The only reason I cared about Doctor Strange was to make money laughing at Lofty Pixels. Now, if he defends that movie, I might go watch it so that I can BTFO him again on the Flashcast show. That's the only reason I watched that movie, is because he is all high and mighty about it, so I wouldn't watched it so we could have an entertaining show.
Oh,
I mean, I made all my money back.
I noticed you guys have been having some fun with that.
So if now, sadly, it sounds like he doesn't like that movie. So I'm not going to have any reason to go see Thor: Love and Thunder.
Yeah, I agree with you. Hey,
Oh,
you
is
saw,
he
you saw the
actually-
trailer then.
Does he actually
No, I watched it. I didn't care about it.
admit the fact that making Thor like a mantle instead of a person dumb?
I saw the picture. Well, this is in the comics. They
That's
did
what I'm
this in the
saying,
comics.
yeah.
It's stupid then and it's stupid now. But like I saw the pictures Nerdrotic post where he posts pictures of her small arms and then the
Yeah, they
CGI
fucked
arm.
that up. Yeah.
So it's like, oh well, and they must have fucked that up in the trailer.
Yeah, I saw that. Yeah, because I posted, because everybody's like, oh, she had to have worked out. Did you see her? I'm like, it's called movie magic, kids. I don't know if you saw that tweet I put out there where I had pictures of her on the same exact day where she had the muscle suit on and then when she didn't.
So they
And
were
it was
faking
clear.
it.
Yeah, they were faking it. It's so some of it's probably CG, some of it's a muscle suit sometimes. And yeah, it's all, we all knew it was fake. We could try telling everybody it was fake.
Yeah, I'm just not interested in it. To be honest, I don't even really feel like, I mean, I'll make fun of the shit. Like if Kenobi, for example, like the internet makes fun of it, I'll make a video on that or something, but I'm not going to watch that shit either. I'm kind of more in line with Young Ripa at this point on stop giving these assholes money.
Yeah, I haven't really gone unless Andre's told me I've had to for a lot of this shit. I mean, the only reason I went to see Doctor Strange was kind of like, I liked the first one quite a bit. And I knew going into this one, it was probably not going to be that great, but you know, I didn't hate it, but it wasn't fun. I didn't like it. I don't plan on really going back to revisit it again anytime soon. Sure, it's not one of the worst Marvel movies, but it was so meh, that it was just like, it wasn't fun. And it was supposed to be a Sam Raimi movie. I was expecting a little fun.
I thought it was one of the worst Marvel movies I'd ever seen.
I mean, it's in that Thor Dark World range.
Yeah,
definitely.
it's up there with Thor Dark World.
Yeah.
I
I've
almost
only seen
walked,
that movie once.
I almost walked out Flash. It just lost me fast and hard. But I knew we were going to review it, so I stuck in there and finished it. But maybe you're right.
Yeah.
Maybe we need to stop giving these idiots views.
No, I agree.
I was laughing a lot during the movie of how awful it was. Like I laughed quite a bit when I watched it because it's just like, oh, this is more of their MCU shit.
Basically,
the only time I got pissed was when they killed the Illuminati members.
Yeah.
Like, oh, here's
That
a
was
very
dumb.
comic book accurate Reed Richards that you've been waiting to see in the MCU for decades. Oh, now we're just gonna fucking have him die in 2 seconds. Oh, Professor X, an Omega level psychic. He just gets killed by Wanda 2 seconds. Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, that turned me off. And then the whole idea, because, like, I mean, I get it. She's supposed to be under the influence of the dark book. Because that's the thing. You say anything about Wanda, then people freak out about that. But it's like, no, it's fucking stupid. The whole fucking thing. Because even Wong sits there and tells you, what do you think the other Wanda's going to do? You think she's just going to basically let you take her kids?
Well, she shouldn't
Like,
even
you
been
know.
that powerful as the other Wanda. That
Yep.
other Wanda didn't touch the Darkhold book.
That's the other question, too. Well, not just that. Yeah, I said, how do we know in that dimension she even was mutated by, because originally they were mutated by the, it was, I think they implied that they were experimented on and they used, I think it was either the Tesseract or whatever it was. I can't remember what it was at this point. Now it's been so many years since I saw.
That universe has mutants, so she probably was a mutant.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah. So they don't even really give us that idea of how it works. So like, that was another problem I had.
It would have to have mutants because it has Charles Xavier. So there would have to be mutants in
Yep.
that universe.
That's
Good point.
true. But yeah, so there's that's the whole thing is we've gotten so convoluted and deep into this bullshit at this point that I'm just kind of checked out too. Same thing with Star Wars. Same thing with all these other things. I've been checked out, man. You know. But yeah, speaking of Star Wars, like
Yeah, I made a video on that today. Like, when are people gonna like just be done with this company? Because I've been done with them for a while now. But it's like, here we go again. You have Kenobi about to launch, and how do they celebrate it? By calling you fucking racist.
yeah, we talked about that yesterday morning.
They're fucking calling you racist. But
or last night on
let's
the
go.
Toxic
Let's go
Gun, yeah.
subscribe to Disney Plus and watch Kenobi. I'm tired of giving people money to shove shit in my ass. I'm not doing it anymore, man. And
Yeah, I
everybody
hear
should
ya.
stop doing it. Stop giving them money. Stop paying for Disney Plus.
I don't pay for it. The only reason I still have it is because my kid gets it for free from his stupid phone that he pays way too much for. Because
Yeah, that's how Max has it.
Yeah. But
I'll just unsubscribe.
he barely uses it. I barely use it. I watched 2 episodes of Moon Knight and I checked out. I was like,
I've
yeah,
got
fuck this.
and movies that I would want to watch. I already have on
Yeah.
Blu-ray and
Well, that's my
4K.
problem. Yeah,
So I don't need Disney Plus.
exactly. No, that's my problem too. Is that whole thing? And yeah, I mean, I've heard so many mixed things about Kenobi that I'm to the point where I'm just like, whatever at this point. But yeah, as far as that goes, that whole thing. I mean, we already know how it's going to end. We got basically most of the leaks confirmed through various ways, so it is what
Like,
exactly expect it to be.
Top Gun 2. Now that actually.
I hope that does
looks
well.
good.
I'm not a fan, but like I hope it does well.
We were just debating the opening box
Yeah.
office weekend, and Tom's going low. I'm going a little higher, like 150 million. What do you think, Flash?
I'm gonna go low.
Low, really? So you're going to go like
Yeah.
60, 80 million?
Not a fucking shitty comic book movie, so I don't think it'll make money.
I predict it'll do a little bit better than Ghostbusters did.
What about Ghostbusters make?
I think in the end it did about somewhere between 350 and 4. I said Top Gun will probably top out about 500.
I think that's a safe bet.
Yeah, because
It looks great. I like
Yeah.
I Top Gun 1, not one of my favorites, but the practical effects in this movie is solely the reason I want to see it. Like it's all real jets, right?
Right.
Yeah, I mean when the
Doing
movie comes out,
in
it'll
that movie,
probably
everything
be,
in that movie is real, right? With real
Right.
jets.
Yep.
That's
I mean,
like
when
why I
the-
want to see it. That's
when the
only
4K
reason.
comes out, it'll be reference quality, I'm sure. But like you, I was never a big fan of the original, so I have no desire to rush out and see this one. But I'm glad that a lot of my friends are excited for it, and I hope it does well. Because like I was saying earlier, it needs to. We need movies like this to do well to get away from some of this other shit.
That's what
Because this wasn't
Doctor Strange. I can't believe that movie made 800 million. What's it at now? You know,
Right now.
like 830 something. I think.
that fucking pile of shit is going to make $1 billion.
Nah, it might barely cross it, but I doubt it. I don't think it will. I think this weekend it's kind of.
How can it not? I mean, just look at the trajectory. It should. How can it not?
Will it? You really think it will, Mike?
I think it will. I think.
Why?
it's
What's
gonna-
it setting at now?
Here, I'm going to bring it up right now on the screen. Just give me 1 second. Talk amongst yourselves.
Because I don't
Like
know if
30
it's
seconds.
because I mean I know it. Flash and I are on the same page as far as this not being a Marvel movie in that kind of respect, as far as the opening weekend. But this is Doctor Strange is in like its 3rd week, and yeah, it's got Memorial Day weekend. But you've got a lot of Memorial Day weekend could be a hit and miss weekend because you got a lot going on. You got graduations and other things, and unless there's a movie that people actually want to go see, like Yellow Flash's favorite film, Godzilla '98, which was a smash Memorial Day weekend.
This is Memorial Weekend. Top Gun might do better then.
That's what I was
actually.
saying. I think it'll do maybe 100 for the weekend.
I hope it does good because it looks great and refreshing. Not a bunch of CGI. Like I said, like my main reason for wanting to see this is like the awesome jet scenes. They look great.
So we're at 807 right now.
Oh, it is only at 8. That's what I'm saying. I don't know if it makes $1 billion, guys.
Oh,
You really
yeah.
think it's going to make another 200 million at the box office?
Yeah, I think it'll have legs. Unfortunately,
Does it have any other
People-
big countries to open in yet?
See, I think with summer coming, kids getting out of school, I think this movie's going to run another 3 to 6 weeks pretty decently. I think, but I could be wrong. What do I know? I mean,
Yeah, it's gonna hit. I bet you it's $1 billion, and it's so sad because this movie sucks.
God, it was awful, Flash. It was awful, awful, awful.
So as long as it makes money, I mean, this is the trajectory. Then more movies like this fucking awful movie.
Do they have a prediction on that, Mike, as to what it's going to end at, or no? What's their prediction on this by the algorithm thingy?
It should. Well, let's see here. See, this is. Let's see here.
'Cause I'm not so sure it makes $1 billion. Because I think it's supposed to be dropping on Disney Plus here in a couple of weeks or a week or two.
Well, see,
I heard 45 days after.
Well, that's the thing is people
All
are
right,
saying
so-
it might be longer than that. But then I saw a thing that I believe, I can't remember which country it was. They got it set for June 22nd, I think it is.
I don't know if it's going to hit $1 billion or not, but I mean, if you look at the drop off, I mean, it's still chunking in 20-30 million a week, and we've got summer.
That's what I'm
coming.
saying. This weekend, I don't know if it does against Top Gun though, because it hasn't.
You
had any
just, but
competition.
you just said Top Gun. Top Gun isn't that well known. I mean,
but it's still a brand new movie and a big opening weekend. Like it's Memorial Day weekend, so you have the other side of it too. Like, I mean, there could be a lot of older people that get out to see
Flash has got a great point, which is that giving these people this money and them thinking that this garbage and this trash is something that we will help them get to $1 billion is just bad. It's a bad lesson for them to learn.
Oh, really? I get to watch Sonic 2, evidently. Cool.
I love Sonic 2. God,
and I saw here. Okay, let's get to these super chats quick because that actually goes to a point here. Mecha J says the first trailer of Thor: Love and Thunder got me interested. This trailer got me less intrigued. I haven't liked either one of them. This one made me feel less interested in it. And Professor Gray says I'd love to see for Midnight's Edge to cover stuff I want to watch. I hear you, brother, and that's where I'm going to watch Sonic. I believe either tonight or tomorrow. I've been really loving The Offer. Of course, Cobra Kai is right around the corner, and I've loved every season of that. So there's things to love. Andre loved The Northman.
Yeah, so did I.
So did you, Mikey? Yeah.
I haven't seen it. No fucking theater played it near me.
Yeah, really? Sadly, it kind of came and went. It didn't do very well, but it's been on digital now on sale for a week or two, and then it comes out on Blu-ray in about 2 weeks, I think.
Yeah, I got the 4K Blu-ray pre-ordered on Amazon, so it'll just show up, and then I'll watch it. I don't feel like I don't like digital, and I'd have to buy it. I can't.
I know. I hate that. I hated that since Fandango bought Vudu, because it used to be Walmart owned Vudu. So you used to do what was digital to disc instead of disc to digital. You could buy the digital version, and then they would mail you the Blu-ray when it came out. So you actually had the physical copy as well. And they quit doing that when Fandango bought out Vudu. Because when it was through Walmart, Walmart would just automatically send you out the Blu-ray. So if I bought the 4K UHD version of the digital, I'd get the 4K Blu-ray in the mail. And it wouldn't cost me anything more. It was like the same price. So it was like, awesome. But yeah, they quit doing that. So that sucks. But yeah, I hope to check that out soon too. Oh, it didn't look like Vert liked it though, but quite a few people did. So he said it was
looks amazing. I like movies like that.
Yeah.
I'm definitely gonna watch it. I've heard enough good things about it. It's like a nice change.
Oh, such a palate cleanser.
Yeah, Mike enjoyed it. Everybody I talked to seemed to enjoy it for the most part. Yeah.
Oh, I love that movie.
So, but yeah, no, thanks, Yellow, for hopping in here. Was there anything about the trial that you wanted to highlight? Because I've been out of it for like 2 days when it came to this. So I've heard a few things here and there, but up to this
point,
I've kept pretty. No, I didn't get a fucking chance to.
I did.
I've been so far.
I would have thought you'd be all over the Walter.
I wanted to, but I was gone. I was gone until like almost 2 hours before this show.
That was the highlight of the day right there.
Oh,
man.
I was glued to it. Flash, wasn't it unbelievable?
It was great.
It was like Flash. It was like Hamada's test. I know that they took it a couple months back, right, or whatever it was, but it was like it was perfectly scripted to drop right in the middle of this trial at this time on this day. Boom, thermonuclear warhead, right?
Yeah, he pretty much destroyed her entire case in 9 minutes.
It was thermonuclear, and it was fast, and it was just matter of fact.
Did that happen before or after they denied Johnny's dismissing of the?
Well, they denied that, and then said the whole reason that they almost recast her and that they almost.
Well, that's what I mean. Was Hamada's testimony before or after the judge decided on that?
Wait, what do you mean?
Yeah,
because I read that they motioned to have her.
Oh no, that didn't pass.
Tossed. I know it didn't.
A jury hearing that is going to have a hard time.
But that was why I was asking: was that before or after Hamada's testimony?
It's after.
Oh, okay.
After the strike got denied.
So his testimony was after the strike got denied.
Yeah.
That was what I was asking.
We're
Okay.
we're in rebuttals now. So
Yeah.
Okay. So that's what I was curious about because I
Yeah.
figured if it was the other, if they would have had it before, I'm like, I can't believe
Yeah,
they
she
didn't.
rested.
because-
Her case, yeah. So, yeah, and I think the thing that Hamada did, I think Tom, what you're gonna see when you see it later, I think I found most interesting in Flash. Did you see his body language, Flash? Like he looked pissed off that he was even there doing this at all. He looked literally like, why the f am I freaking?
Did they ask
here?
him about Fantastic Beasts at all?
no.
Damn, that's dumb. That's Johnny's. He needs that smoking gun, man. He needs either somebody at Warner Brothers or somebody higher up at Disney to say, yeah, we didn't bring him back or we fired him from that because of this op-ed or because of the accusations. He needs that. Like, that's a big thing, I know, but like, that's why I'm worried he's not going to win. I hope he does, but
This case is done.
Yeah, you never know. But either
hope
way,
so.
like he's still the public opinion is on his side. So
yeah, I mean, in that respect, he's probably fine, but I'm more worried about because, like,
I
you know,
want him
like,
to win, but juries are unpredictable, man.
that's the thing. And not only that, I mean, her lawyer hit it hard in the beginning, and he's right. The purview of this case that Johnny is suing for has everything to do with this op-ed. So that means Johnny has to prove that he lost those big jobs because of that op-ed, or at least the accusations that that op-ed helped spread. Like, at least in that region, because otherwise I don't think that the jury can, you know, give him a judgment in his favor otherwise.
I think I'm 75% sure that he's going to win this case.
I hope so. I'm getting to that point.
Especially
I'm about 30,
after
70. Yeah.
Well, after you see the people that came on the stand today and late yesterday and how they were handled, I think you're gonna.
I think Jennifer Howell's going to help too whenever she finally gets.
She did
brought
today.
in.
She did. She already did.
She did. Okay. See, I haven't got a chance to keep up with everything. So yeah, you guys are gonna have to. Sounds like today's all the good shit.
Today was far more one of the most entertaining days. And let me tell you, as someone who's a fan of YouTubers like you, Flash, and that Umbrella, to hear Tug get called out over and over and over again, and the way the way that Tug is inside Elaine's head, like literally, you could tell she was seething, and she was saying that. What did she call it? She said the Umbrella Man.
The Umbrella Man.
Yeah, the Umbrella Man.
Yellow Flash. Yeah. What did you think? What did you think when the Tug was getting shouted out so much? What did you think?
I thought it was pretty cool. I mean, it's a buddy of mine, so he's blown up big time right now. His channel exploded over this, but he's been covering this for a long time. So
yeah, we had him on last week, the day after Waldron or whatever outed himself as one of his sources, and fucking said his name in there, and he was talking
I've known
a little
for
bit
a long
about
time. I just I can't. He told me.
Well, yeah, and that's the thing, and that's what I love. Like he says, like for those who ever deny, don't believe that we have sources, there you go. Because same thing happened to me the night before she come out and said that she was shit canned from part 3. That's what I had heard too, and I had heard a lot of the same stuff about the 10-minute cut and all that kind of stuff. Because that's what I said is that if she's only in it for 10 minutes, and that's what they cut it down to. And then I kind of heard later on the same thing that she got shit canned from part 3, and the same time I heard that the same source said that they're just kind of sitting and waiting now to see how this pans out. And if she loses, then they're going to take that 10 minutes and they're going to bring in whoever, probably Emilia Clarke, and have her reshoot it.
I hope they do that. They should do that.
I wonder if
they want me to see that movie, they better.
I wonder if her agent or whatever broke the NDA on fucking to Warner Brothers though, because she gave away a bunch of shit about Aquaman 2 now in court. And I'm just sitting here thinking, fuck, I wonder if they can go back at her, and if they have to reshoot it, make her pay for it, because they fucking spoiled a bunch of the movie in court, which is technically breaking an NDA.
I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know how far the purview of that would go, because I believe it was her agent or whatever that said it, or somebody like that. But
they should sue. Everybody should sue Amber Heard.
Oh yeah, but she's done. No, and that's what I said on Twitter the other day too. I'm like, Johnny knows he's not going to get any money out of this. She's only worth $8 million, and it's not like she's going to be able to pay him back $50 million anytime soon.
Now, if she loses, I imagine she'll declare bankruptcy.
Oh, of course she will. That's what I said too. Yeah, we got Clobby joining us right here at the end, man. Thanks for coming in real quick.
Hey man, sorry to be late. I thought Loki and I had
fine,
a show scheduled and never heard from him. So, is he okay, Mike?
Oh, you got to go do something with Mike?
What?
I thought Loki and I had a show scheduled. That's why I only went, and looks like
Loki. I thought you said Mike.
He didn't have it on. Yeah, so don't know what's up. He's all right. I hope he's all right.
Oh yeah, me
So-
too. I didn't know
So
that.
I'm
Okay.
so sorry. Thanks for the invite. Hello.
No,
Mr.
no,
Yellow
no,
Crash.
we
I'm a
always-
big fan.
Hey, thanks. I'm actually about to take off.
Yeah, we're actually gonna close the doors up here too. But
I know,
yeah,
I know you
thanks for
will.
Flash for hopping in, man. We appreciate it.
For sure, man. Thanks for having
Yeah,
me.
missed hanging out with you. Take care.
After the trial, I'll be a lot more open up.
Sounds good, man. Yeah, I've been hitting you up for that. We'll have to definitely do something.
Thanks,
All right, buddy.
Flash.
See you guys.
Take care, man.
I'm sorry about that time. I got home.
Nah,
late, and
it's
then
all
I
right,
thought
brother,
We
but since
I had
we
something with Loki, but at least I'd come in and say hi to you guys. I'm terribly sorry.
Well,
about that.
we got you for a minute. We might as well get your 2 cents on the Love and Thunder trailer real quick.
Oh boy, they really don't want everyone to go see that movie, do they? It's really cringy. I know that God Butcher story is very famous. Not something I wasn't reading Thor at the time. They're almost making me want to go back and read it just to see how much they screw around with it, because what's his face, Kristen Bale, doesn't really inspire much confidence in me to look like that character. But yeah, the Natalie. First of all, I almost want to know the explanation for how she gets me on there, because it's going to have to be really laughable.
Yeah, this new trailer really pissed me off too, because I said up front, you had a few of those fantasy sequences, so I'm like, maybe, just maybe they're fucking with us and it's just a fantasy sequence, but this new trailer just made me realize that's not the case. It's obviously part of the whole show.
It's just Thor's a clown again.
Yeah. And this whole idea that it's a mantle instead of a person really bothers me too.
Oh, indeed, sir. Yeah, it looks. I don't even know if I'm going to review this one. I probably will one last time, and that might be the last time I go to a Marvel movie.
Yeah, this one's a tough one for me. Like, I that's kind of what I said earlier too. And Mikey, it didn't sound like he was all that interested in it. But
Nope, but I am gonna. I don't know if I'm gonna see it. I really don't.
if I go, he'll go.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
That's exactly it. If I know, because yeah, well, I mean, it's like anything. Look, when we were all kids, don't you want to go to the movies with your friends?
Sure.
Well, there's that, and we'll be talking about it, right? And that's kind of the thing with me and Top Gun. It's like, I'm telling everybody, have at it, have fun. If you guys want to do a review on MEAD, I'll gladly host one, or you can run it, Mike. But me, on my end, I have nothing to add to that.
I'll do a
part,
Top
but
Gun review. I'll host it.
like I said, if you want to, all power to you guys, because I think Six was planning on seeing it Thursday too, and she asked
All
me
right, then
about
we'll
it,
do
and I'm
we'll
like,
do it late night Thursday.
I'm like, yeah, I've got
Yeah,
nothing to
last time.
add to it, so I mean, yeah, I'm pretty much. I'd have to watch the first one.
I'm
again.
so excited that if I was in better shape, I'd go with my beach jeans and I'd go shirtless to go watch it. I'm going to the movie zone.
Playing some volleyball with a bunch
Like
of
I take,
guys.
I take a
Paulie's
sunglasses.
gonna go.
I take sunglasses and a volleyball. Yeah, if I had Paulie's body, I'd go shirtless and I'd go. to the
I would
movies.
too.
Paulie's going to go see. I think he means Thor. I think Paulie said he's going to go see Thor. But yeah.
Well, if he
He'll go.
wants to go see Top Gun and review it with you guys, that's fine by me too. Because, like I said, I just have nothing to add to it. I feel like I'd just be like, yeah, it was a movie. I mean,
It was actually filmed and showed on a movie screen.
yeah, it was. It had
Yeah.
Tom Cruise in it, a movie star, I guess. Like it was a sequel to a 40-year-old movie. But what are you gonna do?
Yeah. People are really liking it. So.
Yeah,
What do
people
you
are liking it. I hope it does well. I do. I have nothing to add to it on this respect.
I
I
wanna
hate to be the Debbie Downer in it,
You're not as bad as
Wow.
me, at least. I won't see a Cruise movie ever. I can't stand him. So there you go.
Well, that's kind of my issue. Is like I'm really picky and choosy with him. Like my favorite Tom Cruise movies is he's usually like the secondary character or with somebody, like Rain Man, Color of Money. Like those are my more favorite Tom Cruise movies because he's playing with somebody. Like Rain Man, it's more Dustin Hoffman, right?
Yep.
And then and then Color of Money, it's a sequel to The Hustler, and you've got the Paul Newman character and all that kind of shit. So like there's that aspect to it. And yeah, like I'm stretching to think. I did enjoy the first Mission Impossible, but the second one just totally threw me off. We got into that heavy duty earlier, but so like outside of that, I'm stretching to try and think of a Tom Cruise movie I really like. I mean, I thought that Day After Tomorrow or whatever the hell that thing was okay, but it wasn't because of him. It was just the concept.
Well,
I
the
mean, I
last
tried
one liked
watching
was
that.
Taps. Sorry, go ahead.
Taps. Oh wow, yeah. See, he's like what, second or third line in that, but
Yeah,
like
exactly.
that's what I'm saying. Like, yeah, he's okay in those kind of things. Like, I don't mind him here and there, but like when it comes to his shit, I can't think of any other. I hate Vanilla Sky. That's like,
I
hate
love that movie.
You do?
Oh, I love that movie.
Oh my god, I couldn't
What?
stand that movie.
I love that movie. You know what you don't
And I
like,
love
Tom?
Cameron Crowe too, and I'm like, what the fuck is this?
I'm gonna reenact live for the audience. The 450 people here today are about to see something special. First of all, smash that like button. Help out Tom. Help out Midnight Sedge After Dark. I am going to reenact one of the most frequented scenes that you will ever see Tom Cruise do in a movie right now. Here we go. You ready, Tom? Tom,
Yeah.
you ready? All right, here we go.
What's
I'm running.
That's how he runs.
Yeah, like if you watch him, he runs like this.
But he does a lot more walking and stuff in Vanilla Sky.
No, I'm talking about Mission Impossible.
Well, that's all his Mission Impossible.
Oh yeah,
movies,
yeah.
Eyes Wide Shut, meh.
I love that movie.
Born on the 4th of July, I don't think I've ever seen. That's an
I
Oliver
love that
Stone
movie
movie,
too.
isn't it?
Bored
Well,
on the
Tropic
4th of July.
Thunder is an exception.
I love that
because
movie too.
That's
He's
not a Tom
even
Cruise
in it.
movie.
That's not a Tom Cruise. I
a
fucking
cameo.
hate Magnolia. Hate Magnolia.
Never saw it.
Oh my god. 3 hours for frogs to fucking fall out of the sky.
Never
Edge
saw
of
it.
Tomorrow. That's the name of that movie, not Day After Tomorrow.
Love it.
See, I even fuck it up. Few Good
Love that
Men's
movie.
okay, but again, you got Jack,
Love
You
that
got-
movie.
all them other people in that movie. So I do like Few Good
Okay, are
Men.
you gonna tell me you didn't like The Last Samurai?
I've never actually watched it.
No.
Although I do have
either.
my one sword is, I guess, this Last Samurai sword, and I didn't even know it. So.
Well, I've never watched anything since. I think I saw Risky Business. That was about the last time. I can't stand it.
Yeah, I
watched
vaguely
it.
remember that one.
Yeah, that was like, I don't know. Ugh.
Trio Garoffa mentions Minority Report, another great movie.
Wow, you like
That one
them
was
all.
okay. But see, like I hated War of the Worlds. That made me mad at both him and Steven Spielberg.
Steven Spielberg made me mad at Steven Spielberg.
Well, and he broke his own promise with that movie. He said he'd never make a movie where the aliens were the bad guys.
Wow.
Then as soon as he starts hanging out with somebody who's in Scientology, look what happens.
Wow.
Yeah.
The Last White Samurai. Days of Thunder is pretty good, but that's a Bruckheimer movie too.
That's true, Jobber. I have hated Tom Cruise. I'm the only one. I drive more people crazy when I tell them I
got
don't.
Legend.
When I say I don't like him, they go, "Well, yeah." So, but what about this movie? I go, "I didn't watch it because I didn't like him." And you'll
Okay.
get down. So, but what about this one? What about that one? And when they finally say, "Wait a minute, you've never watched a Tom Cruise movie?" Not since
Maybe you'll agree with this, Clobby. It's not so much. I mean, I don't hate him as much as you do. I don't like him though. But like,
No,
let me
you
put it
just,
this
you're
way.
worse, Tom. You just don't care about
That's
Tom.
kind of where I'm
Yes.
like, it's like, let me put it to you this way: there's not one movie I can think of where I like the movie because he's in it. That might be more where you're probably.
That's
coming from
interesting.
there.
Yeah, that's interesting. Yeah, I've never really thought of it that way. But
There's
yes,
not one outside. I mean, outside of his role in Tropic Thunder, which the movie still would be good without him. See, that's the thing.
Yeah,
There's
right.
no other movie I can think of where he makes the movie. Top Gun might be the only one I can think of, but that's just I don't even really care for Top Gun.
Anyone could have played that part. Is what you're saying?
Yeah.
Yeah, I believe
Really.
that. Yeah, yep. Well, there you go. People like
If this
those-
was true, Paulie, it would be for good goddamned reason. The Firm is okay, but again, that's a John Grisham book,
Paulie.
man. And Legend's got a lot of other stuff.
A lot of people love Legend for some strange reason.
Never saw it.
I got it. But yeah, the soundtrack for Top Gun's better than the movie, as far as I'm concerned.
Yes. Yes.
Like Interview with a Vampire, though, I didn't really care for him in that so much, but yeah.
Yeah.
I want my $2. That's Better Off Dead, though. He's not in Better Off Dead, is he? Oracle's bringing up Better Off Dead for some reason.
I don't know. Someone mentioned Far and Away. He wasn't in that either.
You sure
was-
he's not in Far and Away?
Was he?
Isn't
Oh,
that
I'm
the
sorry.
one
I'm
with,
sorry. He wasn't Far and Away. I was thinking of the other movie.
Yeah.
That other one. Yeah, Far. I love Far and Away. Wasn't that a great movie and romantic and
Literally
action-packed?
nobody has ever said this, Rob Altus.
What? The Mummy?
The Mummy was good, yeah.
Well,
His
No.
Mummy?
mm,
You saw it?
yeah.
You
it-
did? Wow.
Yeah, I saw the Mummy.
I
You
didn't
know-
think anybody
you-
went to see it.
See, what do I need to do, Tom, to explain that I'm a Tom Cruise fan?
Jerry
like-
Maguire, I do
like when-
enjoy,
like-
but that kid makes that movie.
Like when they
And The
say,
Outsider's good, but he's only in it for like 10 minutes or whatever.
when you guys say there's no more stars in Hollywood, I still say Tom Cruise is a star because I go see everything he puts out.
Yeah, Jerry Maguire was good because of the kid and Cuba Gooding Jr.
Sorry about that. That was Loki. He's all right.
Like anybody could have played that role, it probably would have been just as good. Yeah, that was John Cusack. Yeah. Yeah, only because Nicole Kidman was hot and far and away. Exactly.
Don't either of you have somebody whose movies you can't stand them and you won't watch it? Am I the only one like that?
No, I have a few people like that, but over the years, like a lot of those people have grown on me.
Oh,
Like
okay.
Tom is one of those who kind of broke through, and after a while, I was just like, whatever, because he's in enough shit that it's just like, I like enough of his movies that I can't say I hate him. The only other one I can think of offhand that broke through for me was Leonardo DiCaprio. Like, I hated that little fucker.
I can't stand him.
Hated him until it got to a point where he started working with all my favorite directors, and he was in a bunch of really good movies. And then I'm like, God damn it, he's actually a decent actor. And then like between Catch Me If You Can and Wolf of Wall Street, I finally just said, fuck it. I actually like him as an actor.
I understand that. Tom on Tom crime. That's a good one.
True.
Ollie. No, I understand that for sure. Yeah, I mean, but and in fairness, Tom Cruise won't watch any of my movies either. So,
Oh my god! Oh my god!
there you go. And he's told me this. He said, "Well, if you're not going to watch mine,
Yeah.
biatch."
I didn't really care for Collateral. I didn't think it was as fucking great as everybody fucking said it was, honestly. Born on the 4th of July, I still have to see that one. That one came out when I was too young.
Yeah, it's Oliver Stone, Pinko stuff. You know.
Yeah, that's another thing. Oliver Stone is hit and miss with me. I like some of his stuff, but some of his stuff I can't stand.
Yeah.
Cocktail, I didn't like.
Oliver Stone. Did he make a movie called The Hand?
I don't know. I did bring up Color and Money already. That one's good.
Yeah. He's been in a few, hasn't he?
Yeah. There's a couple, but I still can't think of one where I'd be like, it was good because of him. Like, that's the thing.
Yeah.
Telling me to go to bed. I probably should.
You tired, Tom?
I've been up since 8.
Oh, crap, man. There you go.
But I ain't been up as early as some of these other guys have. Like, Valiant was in here. He was up at 4. Mikey's been up since like 5.
Mikey's a busy man.
Risky Business. It's all right. It's got a better soundtrack than it is a movie.
Got Rebecca De Mornay, though.
Yeah. I mean, everybody just remembers Risky Business because of the fucking Bob Seger scene.
Yes. That's it.
You know.
Oh.
I'm not punking you guys. I really am being honest.
Wow. I mean, at least you've seen them. It's not like me who won't even watch them. So,
I mean,
there
some
you
of
go.
them I haven't seen in 20, 30 years. I mean, that's the other thing.
Yeah.
I did not see Jack Reacher.
Me either. Jack Reach Around. I didn't watch those.
No.
I won't watch anything with George Clooney. No, can't stand that guy.
What movies have I been in? I'm a hater, yeah.
You hate her.
I've been in a few movies, but
Oh,
you
so you
haven't
have to
seen
be
them.
in movies to criticize movies now. Is that how it works?
Days of Thunder is great, but it's not great because of him. And actually, like, I actually get the Trickle joke because we actually had a racer named Dick Trickle who was a local racer in this area for years. That was pretty famous.
You know, Paulie brings up a true fear of mine leading up to 2008 when all the rumors were it was going to be Tom Cruise as Iron Man. I'm like, we're going to make an Iron Man movie that I can't go see. I was pretty scared there for a while because I was not going to go no matter what. And
I didn't see that.
got lucky.
Brian, I made it like 20 minutes into Valkyrie and I shut that shit off.
Valkyrie. What's that?
I couldn't
That's
stand
another
it.
movie?
Tom Cruise. I think Brian Singer directed it.
I don't know that one.
There's
Oh,
a
yeah,
few
yeah,
Bryan
yeah.
Singer movies I couldn't watch. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. That, well, yeah, the Yahtzee one.
Tom Cruise was in Malcolm X.
What? No, he was. He's just making stuff up now.
He's just making shit up now. To be contrarian to an actor for one show, just pretend. I don't have to pretend. There's plenty of them I don't like well enough. But
yeah,
I just don't talk about them that much.
you should do a bit. Yeah, there's plenty I don't like, but it's only like Cruise and DiCaprio and Clooney are the ones I just can't stand the most. Probably.
Now there's 6. Her favorite Tom Cruise movie is A Color Purple.
Well, there you go.
I guess.
If we play that game, my favorite.
There ain't
Cruise
one
movie is
white
The Boys
person
in the
in
Band.
there, is there? I don't know. Maybe
I don't know.
one, two.
Have you seen that? I don't know. If you've seen
Oh,
it.
it's been ages, like ages and oh, I fucking hated Rock of Ages. I shut that off after 20 minutes too.
I don't know that one.
I hate jukebox musicals. That's number one thing. Like, can't stand the motherfuckers. Didn't like Moulin Rouge. Couldn't get into that shit. Unless it's a jukebox musical about the band, like the Frankie Valli one, Four Seasons one, stuff like that, or the Elton John one.
I
Like,
don't know that movie. Rock of Ages.
Rock of Ages has Tom Cruise, a bunch of other people, and it's a hair band musical. Like, they use music from like Motley Crue and all that kind of shit.
Okay.
Like, yeah.
Oh my God, Brian Bart just reminded me I did see a movie with Tom
Poison or
Cruise in it.
whatever.
It was one of those Goldmember movies. Was it Goldmember?
Oh, that's right. He was in Goldmember. Yeah.
Oh my goodness, I did see a movie with him in it.
I didn't care for Goldmember as much either.
Me either.
He is great in The Breakfast Club.
ruined
You're
it.
right.
It was great. Oh, does Barry Manilow know he raised his wardrobe?
Hey. Ooh.
Wow. He was great. He was great in Close Encounters.
Yeah, he probably could play a black person, but RDJ's the only one who could get an Oscar nomination doing it.
Yeah. Oh my.
And with that, I think that's a good place to wrap.
And with that,
Yeah.
Yes.